Welcome to the Genius Talk podcast. I'm your host Atul Raj from the bestemailmarketer.com, and today we have David Carroll from dopemarketing.com with us. Did I pronounce your name right, David Carroll?
David Carroll, like Christmas Carol.
Perfect. So, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, for our listeners who don't know you, can you tell them who you are and what do you do?
Yeah, so my name's Dave Carroll, CEO and founder of Dope Marketing. Dope is my third company, by far the largest and fastest growing company that I've started. I got my start as an entrepreneur about 17 years ago. I started a home service company here in Minneapolis doing exterior cleaning, power washing, window cleaning, kind of cut my teeth as an entrepreneur there. I still own that company to this day. I got very quickly 3-4 years into my first company, couldn't spell software, but we came out with a piece of software that was very similar to now to like a DocuSign or a PandaDoc. Um, I didn't know the first thing about software, but in 90 days, we sold that tool to 400 people for $30 a month. So I was like, hey, this SaaS thing, software, I like it. I know it. It's better than washing windows. From there, I got into the world of data, buying and selling lists and brokering lists for business owners, for telemarketing companies, for direct mail companies. And I saw that direct mail was very hard. You had to get a list, you had to clean the list, you had to get a design, you had to get with a mail house. And whether it was business owners or agencies, fulfilling an order for direct mail was just very difficult. It took 2 to 8 weeks. So I had a vision that we were going to create a piece of software that could, in less than 7 clicks, get mail out. Laser focused, no minimum order, fully automated, connected with High Level or HubSpot or Salesforce or Monday or any of the CRMs. And so we launched Dope Marketing about 5 years ago. Dope, outstanding for a cute name, is data on previous engagement. We built a piece of software that sends laser focused direct mail with no minimum order. You can connect it with your CRM. You can draw a shape on a map and send mail within that shape. You can send postcards, handwritten notes, gift boxes, anything you need to mail for traditional marketing. We have a SaaS platform that allows you to do that. We also own a full service print shops, yard signs, door hangers, business cards, folders, flyers, apparel, trade show material. We do all that internally. I joke, if you would have told me 5 years ago I'd own a print shop, I'd tell you were crazy. That wasn't the plan. We're a software company. We now have 50,000 square feet outside of Minneapolis where we manufacture everything we do for our SaaS platform internally. Last 4 years have been an exciting growth story. We went from 800 square feet to 50,000 square feet. We went from 20 employees to 120 employees. Past 2 years, we ranked on the Inc. 5000. We're quickly on a path to $100 million valuation with Dope as a self-funded, no investor, no partner, bootstrap startup. Kind of why my hairline, for anyone that's viewing and not listening, is where it's at. But it's been a fun journey over the past 15, 16 years as an entrepreneur. It has been a huge learning, growing experience, growing Dope with my team over the past 5 years to serve thousands of clients in home service, local business, and agencies.
I wonder, what's your biggest lesson?
So one of the biggest lessons is what got us here won't get us there. When you're a startup company, a lot of people listening to the podcast, watching the podcast are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, want to be business owners. And I think that when you look at, starting a business and then growing a business, whether it takes months, years, decades, you keep it forever, whatever it is, you know, you're never going to be an expert at anything. And being able to understand, like, what are you good at? What do you like doing? What are you not good at? And what do you not like doing? And just being able to give up control of things and not have everything go your way or go perfectly, but understanding like some of the things you did in your business in the beginning, they don't work in the middle. They don't work as you're scaling. And it's, everyone knows the buzzwords like systems, processes, KPIs, rocks, goals, like all that's fun, but you have to understand like what are your strengths as a founder and as an entrepreneur and as the owner, as the CEO, And maybe at the beginning, you were doing some of the sales, you were doing some of the customer service, you were running some of the marketing. As you grow, getting out of your own way is one of the things that like I think I'm really good at. And I think one of the biggest lessons in growing a team is you have to understand like who are you who are you bringing onto your team, what roles and responsibilities are you giving them, and how to give up control of something and let someone else make mistakes, mess something up, get some shit wrong so that, everyone can learn and everything's not dependent on you.
Okay, so what's the biggest mistake you have made in business?
I think it's also one of our biggest like lessons in a win is trusting my gut to a fault and not being able to get out of my own way sometimes. Like my strengths, I'm a marketer, I'm a data guy, I'm a salesperson. And sometimes when you approach things like customer service, onboarding, account management from a sales and marketing perspective, you don't give things enough time. You don't allow for change management. I think that understanding the goggles you need to have on, if you're only looking through like your business through your strengths, I've made that mistake in approaching things. When you start onboarding, 20 clients a day instead of 20 clients a year, the systems break, the processes change, and understanding like that not everything is sales, not everything is marketing, but understanding like where meeting customers where they're at and not looking at customers. I'll tell a quick story. Like
Uh-huh.
when we started off with Dope and over the years, we looked at accounts, like the accounts we would manage in groups. So an account
Uh-huh.
manager had 100 accounts. Well, just because 80% of your accounts are healthy, whatever your health scores are or your audit scores are, it doesn't mean that every account is getting the level of attention they need. And so as we grew with Dope, working with dozens and then hundreds and then thousands of clients, understanding that like the onboarding process, the design process, the connecting your tools, your CRM, your meta, that's never going to be your client's biggest priority in their day, but it's your biggest priority as an agency, as a founder, as a marketing company. Like you need to get these things done and just realizing that like not all of your clients are the same, that you have to meet users where they're at, your clients
Uh-huh.
where they're at. You have to have user guided onboarding, you have to have hand holding assisted onboarding, white glove onboarding, like these different processes as you grow. What worked before for everyone as you scale won't necessarily continue to work. So I think that was a big lesson for me.
Yeah. So looking back when you started, what's one thing you will tell yourself if you have to restart again?
Slow down.
Slow
Like
down.
growth is fun. Growth is exciting. You always are chasing squirrels. Like there's always something. If you look back as an entrepreneur, as a founder, it's like everything takes longer than you think it should. And so that urge, that haste, that impatience, depending on how big your team is, who's involved, if these are people that you've known for years, if they're interns, if they're younger in their careers, like the messaging of urgency, especially in a new business or a startup, I think can get like people don't know how to deal with that, especially if they're early in their career. And so like the messaging from the founder, from the owner, from the CEO of just like not as much haste all the time, but understanding that like the more time you give something, the better it is. It's not everything has to be urgent all the time. So I think at any time when I get asked a question like, Dave, if you
Uh-huh.
could go back to you at 25 years old, well, I turned 40 in November. It's like, if you could go back to yourself at 25 years old, what would you say? It's like, just slow down. Now, would 25-year-old me have listened? That's a different story.
Hmm. I just had a like really good question, but then I forgot because I was listening to you. Yeah. Hmm. I really cannot think of that.
All right. What else do you usually talk to people about on the podcast,
Oh,
or what are some of your other
okay,
guests?
okay. Yeah, I just recall. Okay. So like in your business, okay, how much speed importance? You said slow down, but
Yeah.
getting things done, I think that's different, right?
I think as founders, as owners, as startup individuals, men, women, just trying to get after it, we don't always held ourselves accountable for our goals. Like, why am I going so fast? What am I rushing towards? If I had everything I wanted right now, like What would I do? And so speed is important depending on your goal. And if your goal is like, oh, I just want to make $1 million, like, great, dude. So does everyone. Like, but if you're like, I want to focus on 3 niches and I have to figure out which one is the best, like, I would be working 24 hours a day trying to figure that out. If I have to get out this marketing campaign, what's the urgency? What's the speed? Like, holding yourself accountable, not on like how important is speed, but asking yourself, like, why am I trying to go fast? What would happen if this happened in a week? What would happen if it took me a month? How would that affect sales? How would that affect our team? Like, so often we just want something because we think we could do it, or someone else achieved it and we think we are better than them, or like whatever reason that you're trying to move so quickly. A lot of the times it's because we think we can, but we don't ask ourselves, like, why? Like, why am I trying to go so fast? And like, it could be like, because I'm running out of money. Because if I don't sell, I can't pay my bills. If I don't do this, it won't be. But the other times it's like, we just get excited. We're founders, we're entrepreneurs. Like, we just want some shit because we want it fast. We see it's been done before. We believe we can do it. So I think a lot of times when you look at people, everyone's got their different definition of success. But when you look at like success a lot of times comes with accountability. How accountable are you holding yourself to your goals? Well, how often do we hold ourselves accountable to, like, why am I trying to go so fast? Or what's the need for speed? A lot of times when you hold yourself accountable for the awareness of like, I'm kind of just trying to go fast because I think I can. And then you can set a date and a timeline and goals and rocks and metrics and systems and all the boring shit that business really is when you hold yourself accountable for why you're fast.
Yeah, yeah, brother, that totally makes sense. It made me think a lot. I have so many thoughts because of all the things you said. Because many times when I like do things for speed just because I can.
Like, it's possible, right? Like, I can wake up earlier, I can go to sleep later, I can get some shit done. But it's like, how many times do you spend a handful, dozens, hundreds of hours on something just to be like, I'm not going to do that? It's like, well, why were you going so fast? You didn't think through what the end result is of what I could make money. Well, dude, you can make money doing fucking anything. Like,
Yeah,
you could go give rides on a donkey right now, sell a pet rock, do AI for someone, sell Facebook ads, work as a roofer. It's a million ways to make money. But when you think about your most valuable currency is your time, how much are you holding yourself accountable for the time you're spending?
yeah, exactly. So, what's your thought on being perfectionist as a marketer?
It's Achilles heel. What's perfect?
Nothing.
I have the answer. Nothing. Ever. Ever. So a perfectionist is the opposite of what a marketer should be. Imperfect action is what a marketer should be doing. Like, you should always have 5 things you're trying, and the 5th one can always replace one of the 4. Like, you're always experimenting, especially as we get deeper into, 2026 is like, the world operates off instant gratification. I want it now. DoorDash, Amazon Prime, gimme it. I need it. What were the reviews? I'm a fucking photographer on my own because I have this opinion that I can share with the world, that when people engage with me, I can get gratified that someone I've never met agrees with me. It's like a marketer trying to be perfect. You just got to be doing. Like, you have an audience. What does that audience need to know? You should constantly be like telling them things about what they need to know to build yourself as an authority. And if you try to do that perfectly, you'll never get anything done. Like, I think it goes back to time management. Every founder or marketer should have a block in their day and their week that they're just creating content based on the questions their audience asks. So it would never be perfect. You're never going to get it right. Like, so yeah, I think perfection is the opposite of good from our.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was really helpful. Okay. For me too. Actually, in my case, when I do marketing for other people, okay, for the businesses, that is fine. But when I do for myself, okay, I become perfectionist.
and then you don't get anything done.
Yeah, I've noticed it happens. Like I have to show every stuff to some like I hired a guy, okay, to just check my thing because I'm emotionally attached to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think anyone marketing their own business needs to constantly remind themselves to just get out of their own way. It's about volume of content. Look at the Mount Rushmore, the Gary V's, the Grant Cardones, the Alex Hormozis, the Cody Sanchez's. These people that are putting out a lot of content. It's not that all their content's perfect. They just are doing a lot. And it's not like all of us need to be the next Gary Vaynerchuk, but like how much effort are you putting into marketing yourself versus getting it perfect or just having like a lot coming out? I would always go to a lot versus something that I'm like perfecting. So, oh, is this good enough? Like, fuck that. Just go.
Okay, brother. So for our listeners who want to know more about you and want to connect with you or want to use or get help from your company, where can they go?
DOPE marketing.com, any channel, any platform, Google, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. We're there. Dave Carroll, Dope Marketing. We are constantly putting out helpful content for our audience. And we work with anyone from individual business owners all the way to franchises, private equity, agencies, everywhere in between.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything else that you would like to say?
Don't be a perfectionist and get out of your own way. Action versus perfection is the solution to success.
That's the perfect thing I've heard this year. Okay, brother. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. It was really great chatting with you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.